Suck it up and you find a way to persevere and work your way around it, because guess what? You ain't the only person in the world that's going through stuff. The world is filled with people who've got excuses about why they're being held back. And by the way, those things will be valid, but nobody is going to come and help you just because you're crying about how you're being treated unfairly. You have to show that you have the intestinal resolve to overcome.
If you blame other people and you blame other things, you're not going to take any action. So get control of yourself. Come up with a plan and take action daily.
Most people don't have a plan. And without a plan of your own life, you become the plan of someone else's life.
I came in this world by myself, and when I die, I'm going to be the only one in that coffin. And so really all I guess that matters is me, I guess.
Like you're born, you lift the weight up. It feels light at first. As you keep going, it gets harder and harder and harder. You're like, God damn, man. I'm so glad I believed in myself. I'm so glad I didn't sell myself short, because at the end of the day, if you don't believe in yourself, what can you ever expect to? You guys must be the now of what you want to be later.
Well, I believe that you have to build belief. Confidence comes from the thing that you built. You must build belief. You must build confidence. You have to build a person that can withstand the pressures of whatever they're going to be dealing with in life.
I spent over 12 years in prison, and it wasn't the hard part, wasn't going to prison, it was getting out and trying to be part of society again.
Everybody is awful these days. If it was me dying on the sidewalk, you'd walk right over me. I pass you every day and you don't notice me.
Most people, all they care about is themselves. You could be standing there on the corner bleeding and people just drive by you. And they wouldn't want no part of it. They wouldn't want no part of the drama.
I go to fill out applications for a job and stuff. They look at me, I'm not looking presentable, and then we'll call you, leave a number. But how can I leave a number when I don't have a phone?
I'm trying to get back into society, but I can't get back in. I just can't get back in. They don't want to let you.
You better have a part about you that's tough, a part about you that can break down situations and get better, and break down situations very quickly within some trauma in your life, some devastation in your life, because it's going to come. The devastation, the trauma is going to come, and you can't allow that to become a Jersey barrier. It can't be a Jersey barrier. It has to be something that you can maneuver through very quickly and move forward. That takes a lot of toughness.
And people just look at you like you some kind of little bum, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I have had people to walk past me and say, "Get a job, bum." And I said, "Wait a minute, I'm not a bum, I'm a human being." And
we are humans. But then again, if you always think that we're humans, you will always just be a human and always make the same fucking mistakes. This world we live in is tough. It's tough. It will beat you down. The world and the life that we live in is the ultimate competitor. It will try to take you out. It will find your weakness and it will fucking just hammer you.
And that's what you have to realize. Everything you do, you may have some support, you may not, but it's on you.
I can help you build belief, build confidence to the point where nothing can hurt you because you know exactly who you are. You've faced your demons. You were able to hear all your past traumas. You were able to listen to them. I'm no longer embarrassed. I'm no longer ashamed. Being ashamed is one of the biggest things that kill people nowadays. It's killed them from moving forward. I'm ashamed of myself. Don't ever be ashamed of anything you've done in your life. Face it, fix it, make it better.
If you succeed, every mistakes become legendary. If you fail, that's just garbage. I think everybody has great stories. Everybody had a lot of mistakes. Everybody have a lot of problems. But very few people listen to you. One day when you become successful, people listen to you, say, "Wow, you're great. I'm not that great."
You're crazy until you're successful. Then you're a genius. People think you're too obsessed. You're a weirdo. Get a life. Be realistic. People will convince you you're out of your mind, but then once you're successful, they're like, "Yo, your drive, your tenacity was great." But it's like, yeah, well, where was that back then?
You must take this knowledge that you learn from all this is knowledge. So I'm just trying to give people that strength to go in the archives of your life. Because while you're probably fucked up, there's probably something happened to you in your life. Go through the archives, dig it up, study it, and then use it for yourself.
If I'm getting anxiety or I'm feeling depressed, it's because I'm fucking up on my shit for sure.
Yeah.
Or I'm doing stuff that I shouldn't be doing.
My life isn't their life. They're focused on themselves. God damn, I just got left behind. Why didn't y'all tell me that y'all did it the week before? How come y'all ain't tell me that we was serious about the college shit? Y'all ain't tell me y'all was trying to go to Temple or Drexel? Oh, wait. It's because they're doing what they're supposed to do. Hey, jackass, go sit by yourself and figure it out, because that's where you should be. Lesson learned. Any opportunity given should be taken serious from this point on. Because if not, you can find yourself feeling just like this.
Talk about me so bad, and then I just looked at him. I said, God bless you, sir. He walked past and went down the street, come right back. And he said, you know what, man, I had a bad day. He said, I'm sorry for even calling you that. He said, because I know you're a human being. He said, would you accept my apology? I said, apology accepted. He went in his pocket and gave me $30 and said, go get you a room and get you something to eat. You know what I mean? I mean, you know.
When it comes to suicides, when it comes to homelessness, when it comes to prisons, the numbers of men in these situations are astronomically higher.
Life is hard. It's always been hard from the beginning, and it will always be hard.
Life is not easy. It is not. Don't try to make it that way. Life's not fair. It never was. It isn't now, and it won't ever be.
You always have to be the person who roots for you before everybody else does.
It's not a bad thing to be unique. It's not a bad thing to be different. It's not a bad thing to be comfortable with yourself, regardless of what everybody else around you is doing.
Life is a long journey of self-acceptance. I think the earlier you can accept your own peculiarities as just part of you, rather than trying to justify them or mold to the archetype that you think is acceptable within your social circle.
Be to yourself. Stay to yourself. Trust nobody. Trust nobody.
Cannot stay in environments where people don't know the true value of you. If you stay in environments where people don't recognize the value of you, you will shrink your gift to the size of what they can stand. I refuse to be small because you think small.
Walk away from anyone or anything that gives you bad vibes. There's no need for explaining yourself. You don't need to feel bad about it. This is your life. You need to make more space for your peace, your happiness, and your mental health. There is no more room for negativity in your future.
All right, know who you are. Know if you're meant to walk shoulder to shoulder and line to line with a group of other men. And if you are, great, wonderful, do it. Be the best at it. But if you're not,
to go through the circumstances that would create that man, which means that if I have unbelievable big dreams and big goals, then I have to go through hard times. It's like hate. The hard times are a requisite for success. And so if you're going through hard times right now, it means that you're on the path to success. And it's not that you're on the wrong path. It's the feeling of being on the right path. And that was when the reality of the situation of there was no escape. There was no one who was going to come to save me. And I couldn't blame my dad. I couldn't blame my mom. I was the one who had chosen this life. But the alternative was that I had to go back to my father, a failure. Here, come here, don't worry about it. I told you this gym stuff, this fitness stuff, this starting your own business, it's for later. Rest of my life, he would have had absolute authority over everything that I did. And that felt like death. And so that was what I ran away from when I was in that moment. Whenever I felt like my back was against the wall and I didn't know what to do, and it felt like the Instagram reels of the motivation weren't going to get me through what I was going through, because no one cared that I was sleeping alone. I let them know I'm sleeping on the floor, and a month later, when you're still sleeping on the floor, everyone's like, don't care. Great, you're pursuing your dream, right? Everybody, when I was sleeping on the gym floor, right? I was the underdog, and everyone, my clients were all like, oh, good for you. You're going after your dream. And they'd see my blanket and my pillow in the corner of the gym, and they knew I was sleeping there. And that everybody was pro me, and then people would come in, they'd sign up I'm gonna support you, right? And then within 9 months, I had hired people, and I had a manager, and I pulled up, and I remember I walked in the lobby, and all the same people were like, boss man's here. Oh, you're not too good for us now, right? And that was when I realized that people want you to do well, but not better than them.
Sign imaginable that they could possibly send you, and because you're so desperate to have people around you and in your life, you continue to go back. You continue to show up to everything they invite you to, knowing what they're saying about you. When you're hanging out with negative, dark, and dysfunctional people, you cannot expect yourself to go to sleep at night and rest. You cannot expect yourself to feel good about your day when you're including negative and dysfunctional people in your day. So what you grew up with them? So what their childhood friends? So what their family? We have a responsibility to walk in the direction of peace. You don't wake up in the morning and negativity, dysfunction, problems, and issues just randomly pop up. These are the people that you have decided to include in your life.
When you start to feel friends around you and the people that you used to be able to speak a common language with start to push back and start to make the quips of, oh, not drinking tonight, yeah? Oh, you must be too cool for us now.
They're insecure. They have a problem with you and you don't even have a problem with them. They laugh about it, but they're throwing subliminal and very direct messages at you. I see you over there getting money, huh? That person has a problem with the fact that you're getting money. I see you. They're jealous. They're envious. They're insecure. They're threatened by the idea that you're coming up. Your career and your life is advancing.
The pushback you are getting is the indicator that you are doing the right thing.
Because they're projecting the things that they know they should be doing that you are doing that they're not doing, and you remind them of that. So even though the mountain that you're climbing is actually a smaller one than the one that you ultimately want to climb, you're actually at the top of their mountain. And so they start tearing you down. On the way up, they root for you. And then when you're at the top, they try and tear you down because you remind them of the dreams that they couldn't accomplish. You quitting drinking or you staying in to work on your side hustle or your project or the business that you want to launch, the podcast, you might be at the top of their mountain. Now you remind them that they haven't done it. And it's purely a projection of them onto you and has nothing to do with you.
God put people in your life for a reason. Others are there for a season. And it's very important